We'll call the City Council regular meeting to order for October 3rd, 2022. Would everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll, please. Here.
Councilmember Burnjum. Here. Councilmember Lean.
Here.
Councilmember Wilson.
Here.
Councilmember Porter. Here.
Any changes to the agenda? Nick or Katie? Here, Steve?
None.
No, Mayor.
Yeah, seeing no changes, look for a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion.
Motion by Steve. Second by Katie. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, we have our citizen comments. Seeing no citizens in attendance wishing to speak, we'll move on to our number 7, our consent agenda. Seeing no changes, we look for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion.
Motion by Steve.
Second.
Second by Nick. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, 12A, new business, new ERP and utility billing software. Chris.
As council is probably aware, the city works with LOGIS, which stands for Local Government Information Systems Consortium, for our software and hardware needs. Over the last 18 months, LOGIS has been working with its membership to research, evaluate, and select a new ERP and utility billing software. The result of this process is they've selected Oracle Cloud ERP and SpryPoint Cloud Utility Billing Software Solutions. As part of this process, LOGIS has negotiated with the vendors on pricing. In order to secure the best possible price, the consortium is asking for a formal 10-year commitment from its members by November 15th, 2022. There will be a budget impact on this for the financial software portion, be approximately additional $57,000 a year increase, and for the utility billing software, $9,100 a year increase, annual increase. Implementation costs will be $252,000 for the Oracle Cloud ERP and $109,000 for the SpryPoint Cloud Utility Billing. Staff suggestion for the funding of the implementation costs, we use 1/2 of the Hy-Vee special assessments for 2 years to fund that portion of it. And then for the utility billing portion, staff recommends using funding from the 3 utility funds. And these costs are based on all the current members committing to the new software. However, some members opt out, or if there are new city agencies that decide to join LOGIS in the new software, these costs may change. So the action request is adopt the attached resolution approving the city's 10-year commitment to the new LOGIS ERP and utility billing software applications.
All right, thank you, Chris. Questions? Nick?
I guess I could ask the obvious one. Do you anticipate this making your work easier, or?
I certainly hope so. I think it's going to combine some of the things we have now. Right now we use a separate software for our accounts payable, payment process and things like that. And I think that process will be built into this new software. I think definitely for utility billing, I think it will be easier because right now we're 2 or 3 versions behind on the current utility billing software, or the consortium is behind it because I don't know what we just are. The cost to jump up to those versions has been prohibitive. So this, I think, will help with the utility billing side of it also. So.
Second question, I think, is, the alternative to this was having to do your own software solution, right? I think I asked you that earlier, Lynn, and you believe that would probably end up costing more at the end of the day, right?
I asked the same question of the executive director for LOGIS, and he said, LOGIS was able to leverage its membership to get the prices better and things like that. If we were to go out on our own, I don't think we'd be able to afford it. I think it would be worse than what we're looking at now. And plus, the service that we receive from LOGIS, I used to say that, I know LOGIS is a little more expensive than going on our own. This is 25 years ago when I said this, but we're basically paying for service. I mean, we can call LOGIS up or send them an email and we'll get a response within 5-6 hours, typically from them. I mean, the service is excellent with them. They learn the software, they know the software, and they can really help us out a lot in that regard. And they'll do the same with the new software solutions.
Right. My thoughts when I first read this one was, I'm sure if you know about the Min-Lars, fiasco that we went through, and I just wanted to make sure we didn't get down that path of thinking we were going to
Well,
fix something and end up making it worse.
just as an example, in my career, I've gone through 3 financial accounting software conversions. The only time, when you go into these conversions, you always set a go-live date. The only time I've ever met the go-live date was when I converted with Logis, working with them. The other 2 times, we were on our own, and we never made the go-live date. With Logis, we made the go-live date. I have a lot of confidence in Logis.
Right. And then the last question is, when you budget these things in, you're not realistically anticipating that they will actually drop the cost, right?
I think we'll probably be paying this amount, but I know there are 4 or 5 cities out there right now that are looking to join Logis for, their service and the new ERPs.
And just seeing Oracle as a publicly traded company, right? They don't want to have a loss necessarily, right? I don't picture new member cities joining, like decreasing as much as they might be
I don't
advertising
think it'll
it.
decrease that much.
Right.
It's hard to say. I don't really
Right.
know, but it will, if cities drop out and there's no new cities to replace them, then the cost will probably go up.
Right. I guess I just meant I don't anticipate it coming down, period, right? So
Not to a great extent if it does at all, yeah.
I'll stop hogging all the time.
That's good. I just have a couple questions on the funding of how it's outlined in here, just to make sure I'm understanding it. So the 109,000 you're saying would be funded through the 4 utility funds, is
Right,
that
I would
correct?
transfer money out of the utility funds into the IT fund, and then we'd pay Logis out of the IT fund.
And are you evaluating an increase there as part of the fee schedule that would be brought forth to us to help cover that expense, or using fund balances in those utility funds to cover it?
I was not anticipating any kind of a fee increase, but using fund balances, but I think there's enough cash in there to handle a one-time transfer, it'd be about $30,000 of fund.
Okay. And then the 252,000 that was being recommended to use the Hy-Vee special assessments, there's
Well,
a
that was
note
just
in. Well, let me ask the question though first, because we'll get back to that part. But it says that we wouldn't pay those implementation costs until it's been implemented, and then it says it's 4 to 5 years to implement.
Well,
So
there's approximately 30 cities,
okay,
so I don't think the first implementation would begin until probably spring of 2023.
okay.
And we're not in the first group, so probably 24, 25 would be the earliest that we would see that implementation.
And so would we pay that in one lump sum when we start implementing, or would we have a fee schedule to pay off that 252,000?
We have the option of paying, over time, but there would be an additional fee with doing that.
Okay, otherwise it's one lump sum when we begin the
I
implementation?
would think so, yes.
Okay. Okay. And if we didn't use Hy-Vee special assessments, could we find another funding source to cover that?
I think I can, yeah.
Katie?
That was, my question was being able to pivot from this funding source. Like, do we have the time to pivot the funding source if discussed otherwise? So I think you just answered that.
I think I can find another funding source. I've got one in mind.
Okay. That was my only question.
Steve?
So Chris, when you answered Nick's question about the member cities and the cost fluctuation, have you had any dialogue with other cities to find out, if they might choose to kind of go it on their own, especially larger cities that might have a little bit more fluidity or resources available?
No, I haven't talked to any other cities at all, no.
Okay.
But I haven't heard anything to the contrary either, that cities are thinking of pulling out either.
Okay.
I do know on some of the Zoom meetings and stuff that we've had concerning this, that there are cities in there that are not part of the consortium now, looking at the software.
Okay. And they would be attracted to joining Logis and the consortium based on what they're paying today and finding this to be a better deal for them?
I think so, yeah. I mean, like I said, a big part of Logis is the service we receive. I mean, that's a really big part of what they do. And there's economies of scale, and we would realize those economies of scale with 30, they're able to leverage the membership to get the price down. So.
Yeah. And I would concur with Katie that if we can identify a different funding source than the Hy-Vee dollars, I think that would be preferable. I'd feel more comfortable with that approach.
Nope, that's fine. I can do that. I can try to do that.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, I was just verifying in the resolution that there was no reference made to the funding source of it. It was simply the action.
The major purpose of this tonight is to get the 10-year commitment. I threw the funding sources out there because I thought it's something that needs to be talked about and brought to your attention. Agreed. Because, I mean, and I wouldn't do this without telling you this is the cost, because, I mean, the cost is significant.
Yep, no, understood. I don't have any other questions. My peers have asked the ones that I've thought of, so thank you very much. With that, we look for a motion to adopt the attached resolution approving the city's 10-year commitment to the new LOGIS ERP and utility billing software applications.
Motion.
Motion by Steve, second by Nick. Call the roll, please.
Councilmember Burncham?
Yes.
Councilmember Lean?
Yes.
Councilmember Wilson?
Yes.
Councilmember Porter?
Yes.
Mayor White?
Yes. All right. To roundtable. Who wants to start?
I can.
Go ahead.
I wanted to congratulate all of the marathon and 10-mile finishers at the marathon. Most of the, and I don't have the number right in front of me, but I believe there was nearly 20 marathon finishers in Farmington, and I think probably more 10-mile finishers. And most of them have ran a faster time than I have in the 15 marathons I've done. So I just want to congratulate all of them. Huge accomplishment. Really proud of my son who ran his first marathon as well. That's all I have.
Katie?
My only comment is just to thank and applaud everybody in the community for being being positive and coming out to sporting events and whatnot, and just seeing things like homecoming and people rallying around our football team and our different sporting events. Despite anything negative happening within the community, I think it's a really positive thing to see the community come out, keep focused on the positive, and stay strong. So that's all I had tonight.
Thank you. Katie?
At our last meeting, I had mentioned that we were up for an award for the local leaders in government, and last Thursday we found out that we did win that communications award. So congratulations to all the city staff that has taken a part in that campaign of celebrating our 150 years this year that made us receive this award, and that was recognized with several local chambers at an event last Thursday. So as we continue to try to tell our positive story here in Farmington, wanted to call out that award.
Nick?
I don't think I have anything tonight, actually.
How many marathons have you run?
I've run 2. Twin Cities both times, actually. So I can't keep up. I got to catch up to Steve, apparently.
Yeah, you do.
I'm overdue for sure.
No, I wasn't talking about the number. I was talking about the speed at which the residents finished the race.
But you
But
said,
you've
was
run 15
impressive.
you said you
marathons.
ran 15 marathons.
Yeah, back when I was in shape.
I can't show them.
Leah?
I've ran 0. No, my update is tomorrow for those legal beagles out there. There'll be an oral argument before the Minnesota Supreme Court about the legality of park dedication fees from commercial developments. So tune in, don't miss. It'll be nice oral argument, I suppose. That's all I have.
Thank you. Julie?
Thank you to you, Mayor, all the staff. We've been doing a lot of interviewing with really positive results on some of our director positions that'll be coming on board here in the next few months. And we just closed applications for that second full-time park seasonal worker, and we have close to 40. So we'll be evaluating that and hopefully interviewing next week.
Thank you. Lynn?
All right, we're doing hydrant flushing for the next 5 days, so watch your streets and let us know if you see any issues that come up. And then also, I wanted to piggyback on Katie's point about our award we've received. I'd like to give a big thanks to Jackie Dooley, who is a community member that helped put that 150th campaign information together. So thank you, Jackie, for all the information you provided us.
Thank you. Kelly, you're up.
I want to thank the Ramblin' River Center Advisory Board. They threw one heck of an anniversary celebration last week, and they did most of the work for that. So thank you to those members. 2 of them were basically brand new this year, and they jumped in. So thank you to them. If you remember last winter, we did a holiday lights tour. based on feedback on Facebook, people had mentioned, have you guys ever done a Halloween one? You should do a Halloween one. So we're gonna do a Halloween Havoc tour. So if your yard is decorated with Halloween goodies, please register by October 9th. So this coming Sunday, it's on the city's website. You have to have your house ready to go by October 17th, and then we'll put a map out of all the Halloween houses to visit. So if you're interested, hit the website up.
Thank you. Chris?
I guess I'm kind of boring. Working on September month end. That's pretty much it. And some of the other stuff we do in finance and things like that, just trying to keep up with everything.
Thank you. Jim? That's all good. Gary does the same thing.
So typically, pink is not my color, but it is October. This year, again, we are doing the Pink Patch Project. This year, we actually have a smaller version of our retro 150th anniversary patch that we're gonna have available at the PD and at the downtown liquor store. They're $5 a piece, cash or check only. If it's a check, make it out to the American Cancer Society. We're working on getting Venmo figured out, but right now we don't have that. We still do have some of these, which were last year's patch, or 2 years ago, the patches. These are $10 a piece, and then we still have a supply of the coins that are $15 a piece. Again, no tax dollars were spent to do any of this, and 100% of the proceeds do go to the American Cancer Society for Pink Patch Month.
And just as a recap, how much did you guys raise the last few years?
Oh gosh, I think statewide it was about $30,000. And there's more departments joining every year. And we had a couple of years that were, it's kind of a blur because, nothing happened. But we still kept going along, and Chris Lutz, one of our sergeants, has really stepped up, and he really does a good job, and keep coming up with, we want to come up with new stuff every year, because once you have one, you don't need another one. So let's get one that, I think you're due to come in and get one.
I am due.
So
I buy 4 every year, and I've been compiling them, and the challenge coins and the Toys for Town stuff. I mean,
Yep, absolutely. And we got some patches for Toys for Town now this year too. So,
beautiful.
So that's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Matt? How many have you run now?
Second.
Nice.
So Thursday we had our blood drive. They were hoping to get 58, and we did 66 for them. So I want to thank everybody who came down and donated blood. And just a reminder, next Wednesday, October 12th, from 5:30 to 8, we have our open house for National Fire Prevention Week. We partner with the NFPA. We, hopefully weather permits, we'll have a helicopter down there. We have our extrication demonstration, live kitchen demonstration. We actually have 3 new tables this year. We invited the library, our public works, and oh goodness, I was reaching out to the community to come down, because we want this to be a community event, because we want everybody to bring their kids and just have a great time. So that's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, fall is upon us. I mean, it's crazy how every summer it seems like, you're trying to cram everything into the warm months of the season, and all of a sudden, school starts, and then it's, homecoming, and Halloween's before us, and then it's holiday season, and there's the white stuff on the ground. And I saw one of our trucks out driving today, and it was an eerie reminder that just a few years ago, we got 2 8-inch snowfalls in October. So enjoy it while we have it. It was 76 today, but it is Mother Nature always wins. She's gonna sneak in again, and hopefully we can delay that as much as possible. But just remember, school's in session, keep an eye on the kids, bikes, the buses, the stop arms, all the things. Just be safe, be cognizant. Our farmers are out on the roads. They're in mid-harvest season. We did a great, campaign looking at how to share the roads. And so there's a lot of stuff that happens in a community as you transition from summer into fall and ultimately into winter. So just please be aware. Mitch Snowbeck, who serves on our water board, he's an educator at Egan High School, and I was invited last week to go and speak to 2 of his senior political science classes. And that was a treat. And very interesting to sit and have good dialogue about local government. So they were covering a local government section, and they wanted to know more about the process and why it's important to be involved in local government. A lot of eye-opening conversation. So very, very good. Love the opportunity to be able to go and do that stuff. Great Rambling River Center anniversary, the 40th, a huge turnout. That was phenomenal to be a part of. Great to see the excitement in the building and how important the center is to our community and its residents. And last, one of our firefighters, Stephen Enders, got his good news with his kidney transplant. He'll be doing that later this month. So I just ask everyone to put he and his family in their prayers. And there's a lot of fundraisers and a couple of events going on and have been going on to help him through that transition. So please, again, keep him and his family in your thoughts and donate and help where and when you can. With that, I would look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion by Steve.
Second.
Second by Katie. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And we're adjourned at 7:21.